YouTube, welcome to the top 16 of the Meta Weekly with the new Banlist applied. Obedience School banned, White Rabbit to 1, Allure of Darkness to 1. We know the Arclight Hornet drones and Obedience School is for Yummy, which should definitely be in the next pack. Are people going to be playing with more than one Electromite in today's event? And is this the end for Maliss? Well, we have a Maliss deck in the top 16 already with those limits imposed onto their deck. How are they playing through that? Are they going to be playing Mathmech Circular? Are they going to play Cynet Mining? Are they going to be playing a Speedroid engine? What is going on here? Let's find out.
There can only be one winner, and you're looking at it. Let's go.
By watch as long as you can, that greatly supports these events. Hajime, I meet you. Let's see what the play is with that. We're going to reveal the White Binder, searching for the backup Ignister, normal summon a Max C to turn it into an Almirage. We did not ash the Fool Loss. Okay, we didn't want to do that. Sure. Oh, all right. We have double Imperm plus Ash Blossom. Let's go. Normal Malulu. We do have Impermanence Negate. This is why Malulu in many cases is better than a Lucius. You normal Lucius, it gets Impermanence, you're done. Malulu's not done. Malulu will activate again during the next turn during the main phase. Wipe away that Max C, which we needed to turn into an Almirage so that we can make plays with the backup Ignister. Off the top of the deck, we have Maliss and Underground, limited to freaking 1. Banish from the deck a Dormouse, activate a special summon, Max C. We did not ash the Fool Loss, but we will ash the Max C. Negate. And from here, we have full play. Retaliating C is no good. We have Imperm for the Malulu. Double Imperm for 1 Malulu. Negates. And now we have full combo. Let's go. Maliss across the board. All of their cards limited to 1. Only 1 White Rabbit in their deck. Only 1 Allure of Darkness. It does not matter because Splash Mage is not banned yet. Splash Mage will soon be banned, I think. Hopefully, right? White Binder banished from either player's graveyard. Dormouse was already banished this turn. We're going to set up a GWC, TB11, banish the... Yeah, thank you. That's the correct way to do it. So we replaced the 2 White Rabbits and 2 Allure of Darkness. That's 4 cards. We know at least one of those replacements has been an I Meet You and potentially an Ignister in the main deck in addition. Let's see. In response to the Rahu, we're going to ash, not Fool Loss. If you want to ensure that something's going to resolve, you would ash, they finger it, they negate it, you then could chain your Fool Losses afterward. Malulu in response, we're going to use the first Fua, and then we're going to see that their field doesn't light up whatsoever. So that's a cool little trick to see in game live, that they very likely are not holding on to a quick effect like a Call by the Grave to get both of your Fuas within 1 negates. Thus we add the second Fua to ensure we get to draw 2. Come to me, Arthalion, a 3rd Fua, thankfully not activatable. Let's trigger all of our effects here, add back our own Ghost Bell. As we set up to the back or the key to, we already used up our normal summon. As we add the Femina, then end. We can return a monster back, negate a spell, negate interaction in the graveyard, and we can fusion summon. The one of, limited to 1 off the top of the deck, Allure of Dark. No, we had that in our hand, right? Negate the Allure Mate. Normal Chessie, she ain't quick. Return her back right away before she potentially activates, even though we could see that we had no activation. And the I Meet You, if this were a Cynet Mining instead, we could have discarded, searched for a March Hare. March Hare could have banished Chessie. Chessie could have come out and we could have made some plays off of that. So is I Meet You better? Now, I Meet You doesn't require a discard. Cynet Mining plays worse against a card like Ash Blossom. We do have Impulse and Fua. We're going to first use the Fua in response to the Malulu to get drawing. We had no trap in the grave to ensure that the Impulse would negate. Now, if you activate Impulse, then Fool Loss would not be activatable for the rest of this duel. This is not looking good. I think we're going to game 3 after this. I'll speed this up. 7,100 damage on the field. Rahu will get negated by the Impulse. Femina is going to get out the extra body for that lethal damage. And just like that, over 8K, drawing into our limited to 1 White Rabbit. No good. 1-1. We brick in. You know, that's what the nerfs were for, to help the deck be a lot less consistent, and that was accomplished. Dimension Shifter. Any card sent to the grid will be banished instead. We're going to chain Maxi, otherwise the Maxi would not be activatable. Sure. So we don't know that they bricked. Oh, wow, they bricked, or we shut down their turn with Maxi. Now, the impulse effect of destroying the card would not be good because we won't have a way to get a trap in the graveyard due to our own Dimension Shifter. Not that big of a deal. Negate the Rahu as we end our turn. We're no longer under the effect of Dimension Shifter. The backup Ignister is going to be met with an Effect Veiler. Negate. Did not normal March Hare, link off, special backup, it gets Veilered. You probably wouldn't even want a Veiler then. And then we could Splash Mage, Reborn March Hare. It would have been much better against hand traps if we normaled the March Hare instead. Okay. He really wasn't expecting him to negate the backup, though. Not many people do negate that. Impulse again. Negate. This is not looking good for Bori. We do have the Dracotail Sting, which is just going to banish in the graveyard. It's not going to result in drawing a card. We have to return another Dracotail to even draw. We have the Ash Blossom, the Sting. If we want to use Fool Loss, we're going to have to Sting something early. So we are. Let's Sting the graveyard, get no use of that. Oh, we had a Banish card for the draw, so that was good. Into the Branded Fusion. Fool Loss in response to the normal Swan March Hare. And we have to think if we're going to go for lethal damage here. Well, Droll Knockbird, very easy, but he top decks into a Veiler. No freaking way. We would have had this. Nuts. Now, if we were to Whitebind or set TB11, the Ash would be negating the TB11. That would have eventually happened anyway. Now we have Impermanence versus a Branded Fusion. What the heck? I negated Branded Fusion. That card's a 2-of. Your other freaking copy of Branded Fusion? Really? Now, we can negate this. We're not going to. We're not imperming. He's setting up a key to. Let's speed this up. Turn back, Secretarion. Secretarion is now here. We're going to imperm, negate the newly summoned monster instead of the monster that was summoning it. And we're now going to key to Draco. Yeah, it's like, he got us, you know? Did we lose because of the ban list? I can't say that because the opening hand was 2 impulses, an imperm, a March Hare, and a Shifter. I believe most Maliss players have switched on over to playing Shifter already before the ban list hits. So there's nothing in the hand that was placed in the deck to replace the Allure of Darknesses or the White Rabbits. So I guess I would say that we did not lose because of the ban list. Begin. Starting off with a Mitsurugi Prayer, searching for the Habakiri, Reborn onto the field. The Armasa searching for the Murakumo. What are we trying to break here? Now we have Ash, late to the freaking party. Prayers could reborn the Murakumo, which could wipe the field of monsters, plus force us to discard a card. We have the Cross, which could negate a monster. Could, in addition to that, pop, and we could Harbinger negate a spell, and we could Purification negate anything. 10 disruptions. 10 versus 6 cards. Let's go. Normal Cartesia, activate the Fusion Summon. Now, Cartesia does not have to be part of the Fusion Summon. We are going to be chain using Prayers to reborn back the Murakumo. Come forth, as we're going to fuse the Ash and the Malulu in hand. With 9 disruption left, do we negate the Cartesia? We do. Cartesia negated. Murakumo, it can still wipe the field with the Purification, trimming it off. Branded Fusion negated by the Harbinger. Negates. It negates the effect, not the activation. Another copy would not be activatable. Rahu Dracotail. Great Purification, tribute off the Murakumo. Red reboot, negate. We have 6 forms of disruption left. Flip it back down, set up our own red reboot. Don't mind if I do. Now, whatever we summon will be allowing us to summon the Murakumo to wipe it out. Arthalion, Urgula, Malulu. Now, what's great about this is the Malulu, because return players the lower chain link, you're summoning Murakumo on the higher chain link. And since the Murakumo has double disruption here, we could turn their 6 down to 4 if the Malulu negates the newly summoned Murakumo, since it's non-targeting. So we'll consider that to be the case here. We do want to chain link block the Murakumo, otherwise the Ash would be able to negate its summon. That makes sense here. So it will be summoned as we go from 6 down to 4, as it should be the card we negate. Right, Sekitu. No, we negated the detonator instead, which has the ability of, so we lost how many disruptions? We just lost 2. So we could still detach. I guess we don't have a way to get the Eclipse, so we lost even more than 2. We lost 4. Wow. Because we needed the Eclipse Twins to get sent to the, well, I guess we could, yeah, how do we get rid of our own freaking detonator? This was just a really good negate. Now, this was supposed to protect it. 2,000 or more cannot be targeted by card effects, but we didn't target it. We non-target negated it. So from 6 down to 2. 2 disruptions left, which is the Murakumo, and then now we're down to 1 disruption. 10 disruptions to 0. That's it. There's nothing left. Because the detonator was 4 of those 10 disruptions. What the hell? That's insane. Now, how's it 4 with 3 materials? Pop once, pop twice, pop itself, reborn back, equip a pop, equip another pop. So that'd be the 4 with 3 materials. Nuts. With no way to get engraved. Now, if we had a Nibiru, our own Nibiru could have got into the graveyard. The secret effect, whoops. Do people forget about this or what? When an opponent declares an attack, you could detach a material, change the attack to this card, and then perform that damage calculation. And what? If another face-up Xyz is destroyed, you can target a face-up Xyz. It gains attack equal to one of those destroyed monsters' original attack forever. Permanent boost onto the detonator. But you know what's also permanent onto the detonator? It's negate. It's permanently negated by Malulu. Forever negated. Horn is going to return the negated detonator back, or at least attempt to do so. Red reboot, which your red reboot let me set a red reboot to negate your horn and let you set your own flame. You cannot use the rest of the traps the rest of the turn. Wipe out the Arthalion. Open field, 13,000 plus damage. Damn. I mean, Mobile X was able to turn off from 10 disruption down to 0. Unfortunately, was still not good enough. Set 2 pass, Horn, we have Femina, Veiler. Huh. What the heck is going on here? The Femina activates to fuse, which it cannot go into a Dracotail fusion here, but an Albaz and a Veiler can go into one of our other potential Albaz fusion plays. Ice Ryzeal on summon, we're going to negate. Now the Femina can't fuse into anything. And the Horn can't draw into a card that the Femina could fuse with. So for the Veiler being used, Femina is dead, and we simply have Horn to return back an attack position monster, and that would be that. This is not good for Mobile X. Huh. Let's Mitsurugi Ritual out our Futsu. Futsu in attack position, which the Horn will be ready to return back potentially. This does look like a GG. Yup. You don't want to draw Albaz. And you don't want to draw your Dracotail traps. You also don't want to draw a Pan. You don't want to draw Urgula. There's actually a lot of cards in Dracotail that you don't want to freaking draw. What are exactly in a normal version of the deck? We'll do tournaments only. You don't want to draw 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 cards. It's like 7 bricks they play. 7 Blue Eyes White Dragons. Drag Luxion, main phase 2. Activate on summon, grab the 7 Tachyeon. Detach, further going into the Harbinger to negate a spell. The fact that it negates the effect of a spell makes it even better. You don't want to negate the activation of a Rahu or a Kitu, or another one will be activatable. Come forth, X Ryzeal, cross into our Ryzeal detonates, equip from Engrave. We got 3 pop plus a negate with the aggregate plus a spell negate. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 disruptions we had. Lethal damage. We overbricked. And then drawing in a Fool Loss while I have a set card. Even more bricks. So to think about Lunalight, it's all about how do we out the Liger Dancer, unaffected by card effects, not even activated card effects, just straight up all card effects. You would need something like an Underworld Goddess. You need to attack over it. An Access Code Talker, which is made with a Masquerena, that would be one way to help out a Liger Dancer, since it would be indestructible from its effect to wipe you out. Double Liger Dancer. This is it. Unaffected by card effects, and once per turn, send a Lunalight to destroy all special summon monsters. Raigeki out the Granite. Yup, that thing was definitely quite scary, doing nothing in the field. Let's Engraver into the Tract. Tract is going to get negated by the Silver Hound. It's not just double Raigeki, it's a spell and trap card negate they have in addition to that, and they have a Nibiru. How do we whip out our Rextremde? Now this is going to be interesting as we have the Anguish Pattern to get popping. I hate your sleeves, mate. I'm sorry. This looks like the Eldritch card that we were just looking at. It looks like you have all these Eldritch cards set. Anguish Pattern. Get popping. Come forth, Swamp Deity. We're going to negate nothing. I mean, I guess we are negating the face-up Lunalight Wolf. I guess that's something. As the double Anguish Pattern is going to pop, 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 pop. We're going to use the Liger Dancer to non-target. Wipe away all special summon monsters. You're going to give me another special summon monster to negate. Thank you very much, mate. Wipe it. And double attack. Got him. I mean, what are we going to do, right? We lost once the track got negated. Once the track got negated, the Rextremde, Agnumde, Baboost unaffected play was thwarted. They got to go first. They had their spell and trap card negate plus double Raigeki. Now that we get to go first, if we could get out our own unaffected monster, that's going to be the way to win. We have to play through an Ash. Anubis searching for the man. The man with the plan, trying to search for the field spell. Negated, but I already have the field spell. Got him. Wave King Caesar against Lunalight. Well, in Lunalight, they have the Lunalight Wolf. Lunalight Wolf is a core way to summon your Liger Dancer. And it's not negatable by the Wave King Caesar. Wave King Caesar has to negate the activation of a card, not the effect of the card, unless the card is a monster, and a Pendulum Scale is not a monster. It is a monster card, though, but it's not considered to be a monster while being a monster card. Lunalight Masquerade is a Foolish Burial. The Anguish Pattern is going to pop it. That's it. Wait, it's not going to pop it because we didn't chain another. You have to, on the lower chain link, put a monster that would be summonable, then Anguish Pattern on the higher chain link, so it summons, then you summon, then you pop it. All right. You know, we did not want to give up our non-target negate of the Swamp Deity, which would be blocking up our monster zone, so I would say that this is on purpose. We just allowed him to do that. Now we're going to trigger the Divine Serpent Apophis to wipe away the Masquerade on the resolution of the Anguish Pattern being summoned. Lunalight Fusion will be negated by the Wave King Caesar. Drone Lockbird, no more adding for you. Wave King Caesar can negate the Poly, negate the Lunalight Fusion. We have further negates with the Apophis Swamp Deity to non-target whatever we want to negate, and then the Anguish Pattern will also pop. We're going to negate it. That's it. Negate and pop it. Now we have the Lunalight Tiger, which will be returned back to the hand through the effect of the Martin to special summon. Did not negate. You won't, mate. You got one material and you didn't negate a polymerization. What is the big deal with this? The opponent cannot target this with card effects. That's the tower-like effect it has. As long as we have a non-target effect like the Swamp Deity, that would be the way to out it. Divine Serpent can't destroy it. Anguish Pattern can't destroy it. We're going to be reborning back the Engraver. Engraver can't target it. So what do? We're going to search for a man. We do have an open normal summon. We're going to send 2 for another Divine Serpent Apophis. We're going to negate it. There you go. You're now negated. Now I can destroy you. Just like that. Well done. Lethal damage. No Rextremde. All right. Do you lose to a single Liger? Just one Liger and you're done? We're going to find out in game 3. Raigeki is going to be great against Yummy. I don't know if he thought Yummy was going to be in today's event or what. Otherwise, what are we Raigekiing? That's great. Maxi in response to the Lunalight Perfume. We're going to finger the Maxi as we speed up their turn 1. Let's go. Super Hammy says, I don't think I realized that Rextremde would have been a good way to out them. Oh, is that the situation? Yeah. Unaffected. Unaffected by card effects except Fiendsmith while equipped, but boost up. Because, you know, you're normally not using it that way. Right. And people don't play Lunalight. Lunalight's gonna be an outlier. You can't have your whole strategy and deck build be based off of something no one's really playing. Is this it? Once they set up the single Liger Dancer, do we have any other play outside of Rextremde? Use it. Come forth into Liger. Next game, please. We're ×2. Let's chill. We good. Draw 2. Triple Tactics. Don't modify do. Return back the Anubis Last Judge. Lunalight Tiger. Reborn back. Light Perfume for the Reborn. Granite. Search for a Nibiru. And that's it. All right. We'll keep it sped up. Red Reboot. Raigeki. Wipe away the field. Crimson Tear sent from the deck. Engraver here. Link this off into a Requiem. We're now going to Engraver, further Reborn back onto the field. To battle phase we go. Oh, whoops. Okay, let's Requiem. Summon from the deck. Crimson Tear into a sequence. Sequence will get Nibiru'd, which our own Liger's unaffected from. Nuts. Link Spooter, set Reboot, and pass. That's it. Any meta where a single Liger Dancer is enough to beat the top meta decks, that's going to be making Lunalight a viable deck. If it requires you to have 2 Liger Dancers to win, that's not enough, because generally you could brute force 1 Liger Dancer out through hand traps, but it's very difficult to get a second one out in addition to that. And with them not having the backup plan of Baguska against hand traps, that very much hinders the deck. And Maliss is one of the decks that could not only out 1 Liger Dancer, but they could very easily out both of them. Tyrant Dragon could beat 2 Liger. You what, mate? This is it. Spenta instead of the branded play. Spenta is going to search for the Zorora, take up your normal summon, reborn back the Spenta. We're now going to activate the Food Loss. Let's band in the TCG. Borreload Savage Dragon is here on summon, attaching the Artemis. Artemis activating to search our deck for another Spenta. Set the Dracotail Horn, which will not be resulting in a draw. We do have an Omni Negate, draw and Lockbird, plus return back an attack position monster. We may red reboot this, possibly. Let's see. Droll and Lockbird is going to shut down the Ryzeal engine and the Mitsurugi. Both are down. Full loss in the draw phase. I'm not going to negate with the Borreload Savage Dragon. We're going to allow it. As the Lucius on summon searches for a Femina, Artemis further searches for the Crowley. Does not trigger the Crowley. We're going to activate Femina to fuse up Spenta and Malulu into our Thalion. With that, we have 8,200 damage. With the Borreload being able to negate something like a Bestial, GG. Let's go to game 2. Saji, on normal, grabbing from our deck a Prayers. No properly sewn Murakumo to our forms of disruption. 3 detonator with the twins is 4 pops. We have a duo drive with the material plus the field spell, which is a negate. We have 5 disruption, mate. That's it, 5. Lucius is going to get wiped away by the detonator and maybe get negated by the cross. Would it be wise to do so? Let's find out. Does not negate, which I think was a good idea in case they already have a Femina in hand. They're going to Rahu, Dracotail, Arthalion. Now, what's crazy about the cross is you can't chain link block it. Anywhere on the chain, I could choose to negate your card with my cross. Pan is going to attempt to destroy. Detonator is just going to destroy itself. Prayer is going to tribute off the Habakiri to search the deck. Sure. So we have a negate and 2 more pops. 3 more disruptions after this all resolves. Pop it, trigger it. We negated the Pan. Pan was going to destroy a monster. By destroying the duo drive, we would have lost out on the cross anyway, so we're gonna have 2 disruptions. Key 2, which has a built-in board break-like ability. I think we messed up the chain link orders here. You should put, against a cross, the Urgula should be the higher chain link, where they don't know if you're gonna destroy the cross, so they're gonna forcibly have to negate it. And then the Pan could destroy a monster, unless you, I really want to take out the cross, possibly. So, I guess it's either or. But I feel like in most cases, you'd want the Urgula to be the higher chain link. We do have the Detonate, but against the key to Dracotail, get ready. Add, we're ready for the next turn. Let's trigger on summon to attach another material. And now, key 2, add Malulu. Come forth into Gulamel. We're going to negate the detonator with Malulu, so we got to get popping right now. 1 pop onto the Arthalion. Malulu will then negate the detonator, and now we're down to 0. Our turn was 5 disruptions. From 5 disruptions, we're now down to 0. Pan's triggering because you destroyed my Arthalion to reborn a monster, allowing my Gulamel to chain directly to the Pan to pop a monster on the field, taking out the Saji, and reborning back the Malulu. We still have plays. After playing through 5 disruption, we now go into Secretarion Dragon, trigger Arthalion and Grave to reborn back. Rahu's been used. The Secretarion's going to be reborning Zorora. The Magistus plays are now turned on. Zorora equipping Artemis, reborn back the Lucius, activate Artemis to search for a Spenta. Spenta will search for a Crowley. Crowley will trigger to special summon on the field. Cam, you better not surrender. I want to see this. Crowley come forth, activate on summon, fusion summon into the big Zorora. Zorora is going to... You could attach your opponent's monsters with this? Or your opponent controls. Oh my, you rarely ever get to use that effect. That is nuts. Took the detonator, sent it to the grave to summon a Doom Dragon. Doom Dragon pushed the duo drive. Damn. That was beautiful. Okay, it's a spell speed one. That's why you rarely see it. Because it's usually summoned on turn 1 or summoned during the opponent's turn. Thus, you rarely ever get to target the opponent's monster to equip it. Nuts. Good job to both of you. Thank you. Let's keep on going. Starting off with the man, we do have impermanence to twice today. The man gets negated from searching for the field spell we already have. Is that a big mistake or what? We're just trying to get lucky. Treasure the Kings, set up the Apophis Serpent. We need another set card to gain the other effect to additionally search for the Merciless Scorpion. Merciless Scorpion, banish level 10 from the deck, summon, search our deck for the Temple of the Kings. Now, we're going to activate it to activate a newly set trap. Apophis Serpent, special summon, set a newly set Swamp Deity to further special summon. The turn was activated. Now going into Divine Serpent Apophis, we're going to be resetting 2 Apophis cards. As you turn both into the Silahat Rabbit to gain access to the Anguish pattern. Now, while we didn't have room for the Song of the Dominators, it's still activatable from the hand. What are our forms of disruption? On the resolution of a trap, we can destroy a card in the field. We can negate multiple face-up cards, negate multiple face-up cards, negate multiple face-up cards. We can pop, 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 and Song of the Dominate negate. It's like 9 disruptions. What the heck? Did we play 3 of this? You know, if the disruptions go down, we'll go from there. Fossil Dig for the miscellaneous source, and just like that, our dinosaurs will be unaffected by all card effects during the main phase only. Swamp Deity is going to summon, negate, and pop the Anguish Patterns. We're now down to 7 disruption. Miscellaneous, nothing to negate it. We're going to banish in the graveyard to come forth and summon for the deck. Our Drac Megalo, which cannot be affected by card effects. Draw 2, come forth, Ultimate Conductor Tyranno. We're going to use the Tyranno to reset their traps by flipping them face down. Now, you could see the glowing dark energy around the card. That signifies that that was set previously and that they are activatable. And these would not be activatable, except we have a freaking Temple of the Kings. You can activate a trap card the turn it was set if it were reset by the Tyranno. To battle we go, and we do exactly that. Anguish Pattern, special summon. You're no longer under the protection of Miscellaneous Source until it is only for main phase 1. Anguish Pattern, pop away the Tyranno, and okay, that was a pretty cool turn. We're not done though. We've only just begun. We're gonna wipe away the entire field unless we can negate. Drac Meteor Mate, activate to wipe the field, and just like that, it fully goes through. Wow. Why we don't, couldn't we not negate Song of the Dominate? Opponent activates a monster in the field, negate it? What happened? We're okay with our whole field getting wiped out? Special summon a Labradite Dragon, set the Song of the Dominate. As we now are gonna banish from the grave to summon the Ultimate Conductor Tyranno. Because you have to have no monster in the graveyard to activate this card from the hand. So I'm guessing we had a monster in the graveyard? Yeah. We did, so we couldn't even dominate it. Ultimate Conductor, send the Labradite Dragon, burn for 1,000. Yeah, monster in grave stops it. We have our other Lordy Load come to us barrel to set a Drill Beam from the deck, usable during the next turn. As we Lordy Load, Reborn back, we're gonna Ultimate Conductor Tyranno pop itself to flip the opposing monsters face down. I say no. Negate and search for a Purge Mate. Okay, now flipping these face down would ensure that the Drill Beam would not be activatable. That's why. Ground Zeno. To battle we go. On the attack, we're going to get negated and banished. We have our own Drill Beam, which is unfortunately dead. Ground Zeno will add a Dino, then destroy a card in your hand. Purge will negate all of that. Negate. Nothing in the graveyard activatable. No Drac, no Miscellaneous Source, and that is that. Is it? I mean, we're gonna have Drill Beam if we actually draw into a play. They also have a Baron freaking DeFleur. The Drill Beam is not activatable until the Lordy Load summons back a normal monster onto the field. Negate on top of a negate, double negate off the top of the deck, just negate it. Oviraptor, negate and banish, or negate and destroy. Begone, Oviraptor. And then Stardust should hopefully be finishing the duel here. Barrel add back if there's a normal monster on field or in grave. 4,600, 400 off. Let's turn these two into a Chang Ying for game. All right, let's go. Lordy loaded up, Purge will negate. And from there, we are dead. Baby do nothing. Frostosaurus is dead, right? Are we dead? Yeah. Megalo Smasher is here. Stardust just set and pass, and I've seen a lot of Battalion Seas in today's event, and they have not been able to do anything. Lordy Load adding the barrel. Now, Lordy Load activates a special summon. So Retaliating Sea would special summon in response to that, right? No. It's in response to a spell card activation, not a spell effect activation that includes the effect of special summon. Imperm, negate. The barrel as the Ash negates the Song of the Dominate because it has the ability to add a Purge in the deck. Let's turn both bodies into a Dugaris. Dugaris is a spell speed 1, so we're going to be summoning the Swamp Deity into the back row as we then are going to be able to negate it. There we go. First Apophis of the Serpent, set the Deity, and then the Deity negates. Non-target mate. Now, Lordy Load, as you can see, the Retaliating Sea was not activatable. You just have Droll. Only Droll. Super Poly off the top. Normal Retaliating Sea at 1400 attack. What the heck is that? We can link this off in main phase 2 to search for a Max C. We're going to come forth and summon Divine Serpent to reset up our negate play. But it's not just a negate. By turning those 2 traps into the Divine Serpent, oh boy, we'll talk about the disruptions here, in addition to searching for a Max freaking C. This is too much. Way too much. It's 2 negates and 3 pops. So it's like 5 disruption. Okay. Yep. Negate, negate, pop, pop, pop. And Super Poly. 6. Let's go. Anguish Pattern is ready. Trigger the Still Hat Rabbit to take out the Lordy Load. We're now going to Apophis Serpent. Pop a card. So we lost one of the Anguish Patterns. Sure. We have 5 more forms of Disrupt. A lot of them are tied together on the single activation. As we're going to summon the barrel, we're going to negate it and destroy it. And then we have 3 more disruptions. 1 more negate, 1 more destroy, 1 more Super Poly. Double Evolution Pill, banish from the graveyard to come forth and summon from the deck. Nothing. So we negate, you lose the pop, we have Super Poly, and we have Max C. That's it. Nope, that's all we needed. Well done. 2 freaking 0. Let's go. Apollo, I want to see more from you, my friend. I'm interested in the dinosaurs. I'm loving it. Good job to both of you. Let's keep on going. Begin. Ryzeal, send the Eclipse Twins. Maxi before the Sword special summon. Since it's not an activation as special, you want to Maxi preemptively. This is going to be 6 disruptions. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's go. 6 pops or 5 pops and 1 monster negate. Can we play through this? Let's find out. Activate the Murakumo. Chain link block with the Saji. Ryzeal detonates. Detach. Wipe away out the Saji. Maybe Cross will negate the Murakumo from reborning. Or the Murakumo was not properly summoned. So it's not reborning, it's just searching, that's fine. We are still negating, even though it wasn't even attempting to summon. Okay, 4 disruptions. Kusanagi is going to attempt to add back the Murakumo. Let's wipe out the Kusanagi. 3 more pops. Now, 1 of our pops have to pop ourselves. Murakumo is here. Activate the Habakiri. Activate to wipe out the Ryzeal detonate. Detonate is going to pop away the Murakumo. We're going to force it to discard. We're going to detach. You're popping your Cross? Are you trolling? What? What the? We popped our Cross. Did you meant to use Cross? What? How? What the? Huh? What was that? And correction, the Eclipse Twins was never an additional disruption because you need another you need another Xyz in Graveyard, not a properly summoned one, but another rank 4 Xyz to use the Ryzeal detonator. So it was actually, what was it? We had 5 materials, so it was just 5 disruption, not 6. Negate the Saji with the Ash. Okay, come forth, Murakumo. It could have been 6 disruption if the Eclipse were an aggregator instead. But since we were trying to make a minimal play against Fool Loss, that's why the Eclipse Twins was no good. To battle, we go. Purification. Reborn. If this was reborn off of a Prayers, it could not attack directly. Kusanagi, add back the Purification. And that's it. Finish him. How would we mistakenly pop our own cross? What causes that to happen? What did we think we were doing? Let's get to it. Activate the Habakiri. Now, if you missed on why we popped our field spell, it was just to turn on our Fua, which as soon as I knew he was going to lose the duel and he popped his field spell, I turned my brain off. I don't even remember. Did he Fua? Did he get to draw off of that? You tell me. Come forth, Saji. We are under the effect of Fua, which we have to deal with, which is still worth it to at least get out a setup of a properly summoned Murakumo, whether it's on the field or in graveyard, plus set up with the prayers. We're going to be adding back the Mitsurugi ritual here, and this ain't bad. Against a Fualos, they have 7 cards in hand, but we do have the ability to negate a monster, wipe the opposing field of monsters, force them to discard a card. We can also negate anything with the Purification, about 4 forms of disruption. Ice on summon, imperm, negate, cross out designate, nope. All right. Now, cross out can negate prayers. Cross out can negate Murakumo. What are we willing to do with the cross out? What's the way? This may be when we cross out. No. We're crossing something else out. Okay. We still have the Murakumo and the Purification. Now, Purification would be able to negate the cross out. Ryzeal detonate, attachment engrave the aggregate, pre-prep, Purification negate. Do we play Purification? We could still be playing Purification. Chain prayers. We don't know if he was going to add cross out to it. He could have crossed out prayers. He still could have crossed out a Purification. Now, what are the numbers on Purification real quick in this type of deck? Purification in a Ryzeal deck. Pure Mitsurugi, it's 95. Ryzeal Mitsurugi, it's 69. Nice. All right. 2-0. Let's go. Begin. Let's go. Branded Fusion, Ash, negate. It's a comeback card. It's a card that steals duels. Duels that you have no chance of winning. You whip that out and you win. Like, I'll probably just dig up the replays anyway to show you. They are insane. Let's search for the Merciless Scorpion. Droll and Lockbird, no more adding from the deck for you. As we normal, well, that's okay. Against Droll, we have full Fiendsmith play if we can make a Fiendsmith Requiem. Requiem and a Crimson Tear, sent from the deck here. Engraver, Reborn, returning back the Lurie. Magnum Hut, banish away. No Reborn. As we special summon the Merciless Scorpion to now go into the Fiendsmith sequence. Now, this was public knowledge. We knew he had the Scorpion to summon to make the sequence, and we know we have a Ghost Spell to negate. No Fusion Summon Mate. All right. Now, what do we have here? We can negate, 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 and Ash, negate. That's 3 non-target negates of multiple cards in the field. Let's go. K2 Dracotail, let's negate. Now we need another face-up continuous trap, and as soon as we flip it up, it's considered to be a continuous trap that we control, thus it will get negated. It doesn't even matter. You'd be thinking, oh, we messed up the chain link order, even if you put it on 1 or 2 or 3, it doesn't matter. Whether it's a low chain link or high chain link, as on the resolution, if there's another face-up card, whether it's a monster or not, it will still be able to negate. And here you go, negate it. So understand that we could have switched the order and the negate would have still gone through. Crimson Tear, Reborn, the Requiem within main phase 2, so we could still activate the effect of Requiem, which is only within the main phase. Crimson Tear, send from the deck here. Got him. Let's go. What's up, broski? Nitty Green, thank you. Malulu, Imperm, negate you. Got him. We could follow up with the Femina if we'd like. And then, I mean, they got Retaliating C and Max freaking C. Oh boy. Max it up. Draw per special summon. Arthalion, come forth. And if we set a spell, whatever the spell is, Retaliating C will be summoning. We got the key to, which we can, in response to the key to, summon Retaliating C. That's it. Ryzeal C. We don't fuse on resolution. All our cards are now banished. The Femina is still activatable even though she gets banished, but whatever we fuse into, the other cards being used for fusion, they're not going to trigger. Malulu will not negate, or Gula will not pop. We're not going to set cards into the back row for the next turn. We have Treasure Kings. In response, we're going to flame it. Negate. We're going to purge, negate the flame. It's a benefit and a downside that the flame additionally draws a card. It now makes it negatable through cards like Ghost Bell and Ash. We're going to set the Apophis Serpent through the effect of the field spell as we further activate the search for the Merciless Scorpion due to having the Impermanent Grave. Merciless Scorpion, come to us. Temple of the Kings. Malulu, activate a fusion summon, which everything gets banished, but you still get the effect of Arthalion. We can return back the Retaliating Seed to now use Femina. Femina fuse into the Gulamel. Trigger the Urgula, chain the Gulamel to it. We're going to wipe away the field spell and say goodbye to the back row. All before the Temple of the Kings activates. Got him. Say goodbye to the Treasure of the Kings as we Crimson Tear on summon, send from the deck here, Engraver. You thwarted my Odeon plays, but now I whip out the Fiendsmith. Engraver, equip Requiem, send the Requiem to send the Arthalion. Arthalion is going to trigger Reborn back as we are now going to summon our Engraver, further making a Fiendsmith sequence. Sequence will be fusing the graveyard into Lacrima. Lacrima is going to further Reborn back the Engraver onto the field. We're going to turn both the bodies into a Little Knight on Summon Banish. We're also going to not banish because there was no extra deck monster used as we now make an Agnumde. Agnumde is going to be reborning back the Lacrima Fiendsmith, boosted up to 4,200, further boosted up with the sequence equipped to 5,400. Say goodbye to the Arthalion getting banished as we 3,200 damage over the Gulamel, leaving them at 3,500 life. Now, Rahu Dracotail. It's going to require a monster in the hand. To summon a Dracotail, we need any monster in the hand plus a Dracotail. But we know they have Retaliating Seed. Get Urgula, add back the Femina before committing to that play. Well, I returned you back to the hand, and now you're back on the freaking field. Rip. Fusing with the Ash Blossom and Lucius in the deck. Lucius will not be triggering. Arthalion will be triggering to return back, engrave the Malulu. To battle we go. Let's take out Retaliating C. And now they got Max C. Don't mind if I do. Great. Oh, gosh, I'm out of here. Dirty. Dirty, dirty Retaliating C. Nuts. Begin. Is it a Dweller? We Nibiru'd a single Verte Anaconda. That's it. Nothing else got Nibiru'd. Okay. Rinbrum is here. Little Knight come back. Very good. So understand how this Little Knight ruling works real quick. You banish both until the end phase. Because the card is unaffected, it still attempts to banish it on the resolution, thus it still banishes itself. If the card you're targeting for banishment is no longer there, you then can't even attempt to banish both. So that's where the Little Knight would get tributed off by Nibiru and would not be banished during the end phase. Does that make sense? Liger being unaffected and having the Raigeki-like effect onto special summon monsters. We also have the Silverhound negating a spell and trap. We have Little Knight, which is going to banish an opposing monster. We have the Rinbrum to negate an extra deck monster. I don't think that's applied to rituals. Fusion, Synchro Xyz, or Link. So, yep, only from the extra deck. And it will be negating and returning back. We do then have the ability to, if the Rinbrum goes to the graveyard, to reborn back the Albaz to fuse the field into a form of disruption. But those two extra disruptions are based off of, will the Rinbrum be sent to the grave? Little Knight is going to chain, banish itself, plus the Murakumo. So we're now down to triple disruption. Prayers will be dodging the banishment of the Little Knight, tributing off Murakumo to reborn it back afterward. Now, the out to Liger Dancer, while it's unaffected by everything, it's simply attack over it. You gotta be bigger than 35. Wipe away the field, Rinbrum engrave. So we have Raigeki, Albaz, whatever Albaz fuses into, and Silverhound we still didn't use, right? Raigeki the field, huge board wipe off of that. Silverhound, negate the 7 Tachyeon. Now, this could be risky. 7 Tachyeon says you can only activate 1 per turn, and we just negated the activation. If we had a way to gain access to another, or we just have another because we play more than 1 copy, he does not though. Come forth, Ryzeal, detonate. Detonate, attach the Nibiru. What is our way to get bigger than 35? Well, there, I'm looking for Dugaris. Like, where is it? Dugaris, double the attack, boost, 6,000 attack, and now we have the out. Well, Raigeki stops the out, but it actually doesn't because it can protect from being destroyed by card effect. We have Rinbrum. We have Murakumo forcing him to discard. This is going to be interesting. What do you think happens here? Well, we didn't even discard. So if we allowed this to summon, the Albaz would summon. The Albaz would discard diffuse. The detonator would chain to the Albaz trying to fuse. Then the Albaz gets destroyed. No fusion play. We were outed. That's it. There was no way to stop it. The Murakumo didn't officially stop it. It was the fact that the detonator would be the card that stops the Albaz. Well done. So it's not just the detonator being destroyed, it's any Xyz being destroyed. You then get to detach material to protect the Dugaris and the detonator to then boost up the detonator. Murakumo forcing him to discard a card. Discard the Black Sheep as we resolve. Reborn back, Tiger, further reborn. Well, pendulums do lose out to detonator. You activate a pendulum scale, wipe it out. Activate another one, wipe it out. Activate Masquerade, wipe it out. We got the chick sending the Tiger from the extra deck to go into the Tiger King. Tiger King, doesn't it have a non-target negate? Detach a material, negate the effects of all face-up effect monsters currently on the field except Beast Warriors. All right. Wow, we outed the Liger thanks to Detonator and Dugaris boost. Masquerade, Foolish Barrel. I would not ash this. I would definitely ash the Silverhound. That is a good one. Negate. But now that we ash the Silverhound, Branded Fusion? What the heck? Who plays that in Lunalight? That's not normal, right? Am I out of my mind? Ash, negate the Fool Lost Mate. As we are resolving our Branded Fusion, we're going to add on top of that a Max freaking C. 3% of Lunalight play Branded Fusion? What the heck? We have a 3%er in the tournament. I mean, didn't we summoned that on game 1, so I guess I should have reacted more to that. Yeah, we had Anaconda with that. I guess that is quite strange. Let's get rid of the Fool Loss. Chick is here. Send for the deck Black Sheep. Trigger the Gold Leo to add back the Black Sheep. Black Sheep it up, further searching our deck for the Polymerization. Polymerize, fuse of the field into our Perfume Dancer, grabbing the Perfume. Under the effect of Max freaking C, Masquerade, add back the Polymerization. We're not discarding it to gain the effect to then be able to polymerize with the graveyard. We have Perfume, discard a card from the hand to search our deck for probably the Wolf, right? Yup, Lunalight Wolf is here. As we now Perfume, Reborn from the graveyard, the chick. Under Max C. I mean, this is one of the decks where it's okay to continually summon under Max C because you're supposed to auto-win with the Liger Dancer. The problem is, Liger Dancer's not an auto-win. We saw previously, all he has to do is boost up a Detonator, and the Detonator can protect ourselves from getting Raigeki'd. But we do have Rinbrum to help negate Dugaris. That could be definitely a play, so that'll be a backup. Well, now it's not. It's now negated. Great. Okay, so much for that. We do have a Raigeki, and we do have a Silverhound spell and trap card negates. Wait, doesn't this require a fusion in the graveyard? This says when a spell trap card's activated, you can banish this in a Lunalight Fusion engrave. Where's the Lunalight Fusion engrave? We don't have one, so we don't have a spell and trap card until we use the Raigeki. We have to Raigeki first, and then we could negate a spell and trap card. Light Dragon. Isn't this having destruction protection? When another side, no, detach, where is it? If a monster would be destroyed, you could detach a material instead. This is quite devastating. Detonator protects Xyz. This protects all of them. Any monster would be destroyed. It doesn't matter if it's Xyz or not, we would detach instead. And it's not a hard once per turn, is it? You can only use each of the following effects once per turn. So you Raigeki, detach, you Raigeki again, detach. It just hard counters the freaking deck. We're done, it's over, yup. This is negated. This protects us from the Raigeki. What the heck? And we're gonna pop the Lunalight, which now allows us to activate the Silver Hound. We have to make a Dugaris, which we can't stop them from making. There's no way to stop them. Damn. Well done, Funky. Formulates the play, attempts to Raigeki it away. We're going to protect from destruction with either the Light Dragon or the Detonator. They'll both protect, but the Detonators are hard once per turn protect and will only protect Xyz. Is everyone on Light Dragon? I don't think everyone's on. It's not a 100%. Light Dragon in Ryzeal Mitsurugi. Ryzeal Mits. 53, a good half of them are on it. Less on Pure Ryzeal. I mean, Pure Ryzeal has pretty much fallen off. That's not really, new people are not playing that. Serpent, Reborn. Non-target, wipe the field. 6,000 attack, Detonator is ready to wipe away the Liger Dancer. Now we do have to be careful of the Rinbrum reborning Albaz to fuse with us, but we're fine. If we discard their only card, they can't discard with Albaz. We also have Cross. We also have Detonator to pop. We're just gonna reborn the Rinbrum itself. Yeah, easily outed. Damn, that's a shame. Yeah, similar to Maliss. Maliss has the Cyberse Wicked to give us destruction protection. Ryzeal's got the Light Dragon and the Detonator to get destruction protection. Multiple ways to protect and to get bigger than 35 or 38. 2-0, mate. Let's go. Thank you, YouTube, for watching the top 16, where we will be advancing to the top 8 grand finale and top deck list with the man. The man up against, what the heck is this deck? Let's go.